My opinion of Biden is he needs to be put down. He's wounded. He's old. He just needs to be, take that however you will, put down being.
Yeah, let's just say put down. He needs an old folks home.
He's that time. It's just like he's been, and like you said, he's a pushover. It's not that he's a pushover. He literally and physically cannot hold people back. He's just like, nobody's upstairs. It's done.
Yeah, nobody's upstairs. And because the spokesperson to America, which in this sense is Biden, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's the president. He's the one getting interviewed. He's the one visiting other countries and all that. And like the spokesperson can't even read the teleprompters correctly. He doesn't even have enough forethought to think, oh, you know what? That says sit down. That doesn't mean I should read it or repeat that. Like, no, I shouldn't repeat. He don't even have that much forethought.
It makes America look just like shit.
Yeah, and it's crazy. As Americans, it's hard to be proud of ourselves with this kind of leadership. It's hard.
They talk about drafting, going to World War and all that stuff, and I'm just like, in the chances I get drafted, what in the hell makes me want to go fight for a country that I don't even stand behind because the leadership is so fucking terrible?
Well, and that leadership don't give a fuck about you. Not at all.
If you was to die,
don't even care. He doesn't even care. Like he's an oblivious dumbass.
Agreed.
That doesn't even care about really anything. Like there was no energy with Joe Biden until the other Democrats started trying to push him out. Like that's one piece of data I have. It's like
comfortable.
A lot of the congressmen, all the people in the media are trying to push him out because they know they don't have a freaking chance. And the one person that we always thought and knew had great influence in running the country was Barack Obama. And he's trying to push him out, you know? Barack Obama's trying to push him out. And now we see Joe trying to put energy into himself. Now we see him trying to prove that he's worthwhile. Now that his own party's
where was all this energy for the last 3 years?
Exactly. All that energy was just coasting. Like at least Trump was always talking. At least we knew what Trump was thinking. At least we knew that Trump had cognitive sense.
Trump is a bully to a degree, but you want a bully to deal with other leaders like Putin, like North Korean, like all the other
China guy. You know, like we don't talk in this country. We don't bitch and we don't talk enough about how bad China is as an enemy.
If we continue on this trajectory, then we're going to be in World War III, and we're going to lose America.
Well, like everybody says World War III, and to me, it's just like that would almost be a blessing for World War III to actually start. Because then when a war that big starts, there's going to be an end, and there's going to be a winner in one way or the other, however long, right? But when there's no war like there is today, as far as, I mean, I know that there's all that bullshit going on in the Middle East and Ukraine and that, but what's the outcome? It's like a smothering fire. It's just going to spread and destroy everything so slow that you don't even realize what it's doing. And that's what's happening right now. At least a war would bring the heads up. At least the war is like the white head coming to the top. So
everything's going on right now is so passive.
Yeah,
it's so passive.
It's so passive that you don't even realize it's going on unless you're really keen. And then when you're really keen on what's going on, you're put down as a conspiracy theory and going down the rabbit hole, and then you're ignored at that
canceled
point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, how do you even have a conversation about really the depth that they're trying to ruin our country without being considered as a conspiracy theory? You can't do it. It's not even possible.
If you take a shit the right way, then you're a conspiracy theorist. Yeah. If you're not catering to exactly what they want you or the mainstream media wants, you're a conspiracy theorist.
And it's just so stupid. And so that's why America is appearing to choose Trump, because he will state it. He
Mm-hmm.
will go down that rabbit hole
Mm-hmm.
with us. He will speak our thoughts, and he don't care. He keeps on getting back up. He's had so many opportunities to say, you know what? I was president. You know, God's been good, and just go. But he don't. He don't. Just like he said in the debate. It's one of the only true things he probably said. I didn't want to run again, but then I realized that this was such a bad president that I knew I needed to run.
Yeah.
And I'll do what he's been doing.
What do you think of that debate?
I think that debate was it was commentary. If that thing was on TikTok, it'd be like two old grandpas going at each other that hate
Looked like
each
a
other.
clown show.
Dude,
Just
like
a clown.
like it was just two old grandpas going after it. And honestly, I heard a couple people say, well, Mark Cuban, dude, that guy is so deranged. Mark Cuban. He has got to wake up. I applaud him for his success. But he was success once that catapulted him to such big success that he's been successful ever since, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
there's at one point, once you make so much money, you're going to be successful. There,
Yeah.
you don't
Too big
really
to fail.
need to be great to
Yeah.
be successful again once you hit that huge success like he did when he sold his first big company. And so that Mark Cuban is not someone to pattern after. Like I don't think that if he was left with nothing, he couldn't create anything anymore. Mark Cuban. I don't think.
You
he
think
could.
so?
No.
Mm.
Anyways, I get to that point because he says that Joe Biden was thrown off because Trump lies so much. And Trump's, and it's just like, no, Joe Biden was off because he's fucked. He doesn't know what's going on. And I mean, it didn't help that Trump just threw sagebrush at him to tangle in his spokes. That didn't help, but that was Trump's strategy to prove to America how bad Joe Biden was. That was exactly what Trump needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
If Trump sat there and just argued about policy, argued about things that Joe Biden just knew already and didn't need to stumble around and think about, that would have been stupid because then it wouldn't have proved to America how bad Biden is.
Yeah. What got me the worst is above all of the fumbling, like you said, the not being able to talk and all that, when he was standing and Trump was talking, how he's looking over there just like looking like a fucking clown that's clocked out.
Yeah, dude, my 1-year-old has more attention span than him. Seriously. Like he has more. My 1-year-old will actually look at you if you're talking to him. He'll actually look at them if they're talking. He'll look at different people as they're talking. And if you're talking to him, he answers you.
Yeah.
Right? Like he looks at you. He does things intentionally. A 1-year-old has a better, more cognitive sense than that man. Literally.
It's kind of like in a relationship, and when the girl checks out mentally, you know it's done. His brain has checked out. Like whatever's going on, they're not communicating.
Well, you say that, but like the last couple weeks since the debate, he's been wildfire, really trying to prove to us all that he has worth, that he is there.
Well, it's like a nice guy. When a nice guy feels like his relationship is going down, he will do everything in his power to keep it back, change every habit about himself to keep that. That's what he's doing. His brain's done. He's like,
well, and he's having micromanaging people around him. Like he's what we see of him, the clips we see of him are clips with nobody behind him pushing him. That's very intentional. Like they sit there, they coach, and then they get out of the camera
for that split second video, and then they're back there.
It's like that. It's like his speech at that church.
No teleprompters. He can do it without teleprompters. Prove this.
Every time he paused, he looked down at his book. And it was prefaced as a Bible.
Yeah.
But inside was just a bunch of notes.
They're probably
it was like 5 or 6 words.
Title size.
And then he'd look back down. 5 or 6 words. Look back down.
He can't hold a sentence. It's too... With the way that face looks, there's nothing up there.
Be my guest, pal.
I didn't watch that.
Hell story.
I don't want to either.
When he challenged Trump to the debate,
Okay.
then he puts this video that had like 19 edits. God knows if it took him like 24 hours to video it.
17
Trump
naps.
wants to debate me. I won him 3 times in 2020. And I'll win him again. 2024. You want to debate me? Be my
What
guest.
classifies as a win in a debate? With
Public
the one
opinion.
with the win they've been going on. So say they debated 3 times in 2020 and again barely. There wasn't a winner. Now for Trump there was a winner. I think Trump won every single one of them. But how can Biden say he won all 4 of them? Like that doesn't make sense to me.
When you're in politics, you're used to making up data. Okay?
Yeah.
And so if everything's make up, wouldn't it be simpler to just say made it up that you won?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's all it is. Like if even and I agree that with Trump too. Like he makes things up. He ain't gonna come out and say I lost something. He'd way rather come out and say I won it, because there's going to be people that say you win or lose no matter what you say. So you might as well just say the positive thing for yourself, because some people are going to agree with you.
Well, you don't want that negative.
Not going to agree with you.
Yeah, you don't want that negative look on you, or even feel negative about yourself.